What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and today we're talking about Pokemon, specifically the upcoming Pokemon Direct that we always have at the end of February every single year, where the Pokemon Company comes out and tells us all about the new games, remasters, whatever they're working on. Um, Pokemon Sleep, silly stuff like that. So I want to talk about that and how I feel like, for me, this event could be a make or break kind of event. Meaning, so I grew up with Pokemon. I've loved Pokemon throughout all the generations, really up until like Black and White. Once Pokemon jumped over into more of the 3D space with the 3DS, I don't know, for some reason I just haven't enjoyed them as much. Maybe it's the art style, maybe because they kind of, I mean, Pokemon games used to look beautiful with their their pixelated art, 2D pixelated art style back on the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS. It looked fantastic, and then once they moved to 3DS, it just didn't kind of click with me. It lost kind of that classic feel, I guess. And then obviously we got the big jump into with the Switch where it went full on 3D, and then moved over into open world with Scarlet and Violet, and I don't know, Pokemon just hasn't been the same for quite a while, and I know I'm not the only one with that sentiment. I know a lot of people are feeling the same way, and I'm assuming a lot of people are on the same boat as me with this event. Like, this could very well be a make or break for a lot of people. A lot of people like myself grew up with Pokemon. I started out with Pokemon on Game Boy Color with Pokemon Blue. Quick story, and then I'll get back into the topic of the video. But we had a show and tell that week in my school, my elementary school, and I wanted Pokemon, so my grandma bought me a Game Boy Color, bought me Pokemon Blue, and I fell in love with Pokemon. It's been that way ever since. And then very shortly after, I got my N64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time, and that was it. That's kept me that got me straight into gaming, and I've loved it ever since. So I appreciate Pokemon for getting me into gaming, and I've enjoyed Pokemon for so many years, all throughout the generations. Gold and Silver was so good. And just I remember playing, with my neighborhood kids, neighborhood friends, battling, trading and all that stuff, and just sitting around my living room just all playing Pokemon. It was such an incredible experience, and I've loved Pokemon for that. But jumping back to the topic, I don't know what it is about the 3D that not necessarily bothers me, but I just haven't enjoyed it as much. Even with the remake we got of um, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, like that one was a notoriously bad Pokemon game. Um, and even then, I wish they would have remastered it in the 2D pixel style, but we got like a weird 3D esque chibi version, and it kind of lost the soul of the original. And that was coming off of Sword and Shield, which I really didn't enjoy. I don't think I even finished that one. And then we get the announcement of this. I ended up purchasing it because it was Thanksgiving. I needed something to play while I was on vacation. Got Pokemon, really disliked it. And then a couple months later, we got Legends Arceus, and that kind of reinvigorated my love for the series. I was like, this is the open world. I know it was more of an open zone, but an open world Pokemon game that I've always wanted, where we can go out and you know, um, observe the Pokemon from a distance and catch them without actually having to go into a battle menu and battling them and dwindling their health down. You could just throw your Pokeballs at them and catch them, and it was an incredible experience. It definitely had its problems. It ran like crap, and it was an ugly game. It really was. And then I saw Scarlet and Violet, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of excited for this. And then it comes out, and it's just a buggy mess. And I'm sorry, the Pokemon Company is one of the wealthiest gaming companies out of all gaming. They're a $1 billion company, and the fact that they can't get their bread and butter to run well on the Switch, and I don't want to hear any excuse about how the Switch is underpowered. That was a lot of the conversation on Twitter when that game first came out. But there's games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Odyssey that are all, open world, open zone that run perfectly fine. Nintendo is masters at making their games optimized for their machines. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom had some issues, and Breath of the Wild had some, they both had frame rate issues, but they ran pretty well. So don't tell me that Pokemon Company can't get the Switch to run on the Switch to run well. Obviously, they have they have very little time to make these games. They're on um, the schedule of, okay, we got to get the game out, then we got to get the anime out, then we got to get the cards out. So they have very little time, 2 to 3 years, when maybe they need a little bit more to at least make the game run well. Because I'm sorry, Scarlet and Violet was just atrocious with their bugs. And again, $1 billion company, there should not be these types of issues at all. And I don't think we've had the DLCs, but I don't think they've even updated the game or like fixed it, like fixed those frame rate problems. Yeah, they probably squashed some bugs and stuff like that, but they haven't optimized it appropriately. And some people are like, well, let's wait for the Switch 2 and see what they do from there. But again, the Switch, not the most powerful console in the world, but again, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, those games run pretty good and doing far more things than what Pokemon's doing. So that's why I think this year, this Pokemon event could potentially be a make or break. Is I just want better for Pokemon. I love the formula. I've always enjoyed the games, enjoyed the Pokemon and stuff like that. Enjoy the battling, but they just got to do better. They have to do better. I'll briefly talk about Power World. Well, Power World is its own thing that's got very heavily influenced Pokemon, pals or whatever. Um, I don't know. I hope the Pokemon Company looks at Power World and says, okay, why was this such a huge success? Why is this game selling 20 million copies? And I think gamers, they want maybe a different Pokemon experience than what we've been getting. I'm not quite sure because they are two different games, right? One's a survival game and one's uh, a light RPG, right? That they're completely different. And I don't want survival elements going into Pokemon. That's not what I'm asking for. But the shake up with Power World, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, this is really cool and runs pretty good for the most part. It's kind of worse on Xbox, but runs pretty well on the PC. Why can't we get our Pokemon games like that? Why can't we get our 3D Pokemon games to run really well in an open world environment? Um, so I hope they do. Obviously, this event, they're not going to have these games have been in development for quite a while, so we may not see any Power World influences into this upcoming game, but maybe we'll see it in future releases or something like that. Yeah, or we probably won't. Pokemon Company probably doesn't care about Power World. They're making hundreds of millions, billions of dollars off of the Pokemon franchise, and their games sell incredibly well. They always sell so well that they probably don't even care. They want to make their games and get them out there so they can sell stuff to you, right? And that's fine. But for the gamers that grew up with Pokemon and we love it, it would be nice to see that love reflected back into the game, if that makes sense. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Am I crazy? Maybe I've just grown out of Pokemon. I hate that phrase, but maybe I have. I really enjoyed the 2D ones, but they're never going to go back to those. But yeah, I mean, at least give us Pokemon on the NSO. Throw up red and blue and yellow and gold and silver. Put up on NSO so we can play those at least. That would be awesome. Maybe they'll announce that at the Pokemon event. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you guys on the same page as me as far as wanting something more? What we should expect out of Pokemon going forward? Let me know in the comments below. I said that like 3 times now. As you guys are probably aware, I don't script any of my videos. I just kind of just have a topic, an idea, and then I just kind of ramble about it. I'm not a good writer. I'm not a good script writer. I like talking about video games, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content. The subscribers have gone up like crazy. which I greatly appreciate. You know, I stopped doing videos for a long time, and I really got back into it at the beginning of this year, and I've been loving it, loving the conversations with you guys. Everyone's pretty nice. There's some weirdos that comment every once in a while, but you know, it is what it is. So, all right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.